Welcome to Flipping America Today, your pathway to real estate riches. I am your host, Paul the Joy. Investing in real estate is like a chess game. It requires strategic moves that can lead to financial success in both the short and the long run. The key is knowing how to play it right and well. Our mission is to help empower both the new and seasoned real estate investor with the knowledge, the tools, the resources they need to succeed in flipping properties. That's our mission. Now we'll talk about the flipping process. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. You'll find a property with potential to flip or to profit. You rehab the property and then you sell the property for a profit. Our team is experienced investors that have done countless numbers of flips. Is dedicated to sharing their knowledge and success with you, and is passionate about sharing the financial freedom with you. Now, this is what we're going to talk about. Why real estate? Why flipping? Where to find properties to flip? Who are your key allies? How to fund your flips? Deadly mistakes to avoid. Introduction to your mentor, Paul the Joy. Paul's past flips, Paul's deal analyzer, and the fee, which is as the cost of a lunch or dinner, fine dinner. A month is $99 for 90 minutes of Paul's time. And guarantee that you are going to flip at least one property a year. So we're going to talk about the 10 reasons why real estate, why not other forms of real estate or other forms of investment. We're going to talk about leverage. We're going to talk about a variety of options. We're going to talk about portfolio diversification. We're going to talk about passive income. We're going to talk about creating a future for others. We're going to talk about tax benefits. We're going to talk about protection from inflation, ability to refinance or get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit or home equity loan, potential to build capital, potential to build generational wealth for your family and generations to come. Now, let's talk about real estate and other forms of investments. We're going to talk about that during our time together. Stocks, real estate versus stocks, real estate versus bonds, real estate versus mutual funds, real estate versus CDs, real estate versus crypto, real estate versus precious metals. And we'll tell you why real estate. 10 reasons why real estate. Right. Definition. What is? Okay, the first reason we're going to talk about during our course is leverage. What is leverage? Leverage is basically where you're using other people's time, other people's expertise, other people's money. You are leveraging. So, for example, let's say I'm a student. The student leverages the knowledge of the professor. The kids leverage the expertise, the love of their parents. You, as a real estate investor, you're going to leverage other people's money, the bank's money, other people's money, other investors' money. That is the definition of leverage. And then we'll have different forms of it. We're going to talk about 100% financing. For example, we could do 100% financing for FHA, Federal Housing Administration loans, where you have a down payment assistance. You can put down as little as 3.5% of your own money or 3% if you're a conventional loan, depending on whether you are low income, moderate income. Okay, and you have various different kinds of down payment assistance programs. And in agricultural parts of the United States, like in Central Valley, California, other rural areas across the country, you're going to have what they call USDA loan. A USDA loan is basically U.S. Department of Agriculture loan. if you live in that kind of area, you can buy a property without any money out of your pocket. Okay, and VA, if you've served in the military, if you served in the American U.S. military, you can buy a property without any money out of your pocket. But you don't need to serve in the military. Okay, you can put down. Some lenders will allow up to as low as 1% down. 1% down, and that is not a VA loan, that is not a USDA loan, that is not an FHA loan. It's just that you are moderate to low to moderate income, and you put down as little as 1%. Okay, there's 3 to 10% interest rates. You got asset-based loans. We're going to talk about those ones where you are buying a property. Nobody's looking at your W-2. Nobody's looking at your tax returns. They just look at the asset. Let's say you're buying a property for $1 million. The value of the property is $1 million, and you're buying it for $750,000, and it requires $100,000 to fix up. So your cost basis is $850. You're gonna make a profit, and because of that, they'll give you a loan. That's all leverage. Good credit. If you have great credit, if you have excellent credit, you can get money, right? You can get credit cards to buy real estate. We will show you all of that. If you have good credit, you can actually not even get credit cards. You can actually use other people's, they will use your credit. You use your money, and you make money. We're going to teach you all these things. Okay, we talk about other people's money. That's all other people's money, whether you're using the bank's money or using a private individual's money, your colleague's money, your parents' money. You're using other people's money. And we're going to show you, if you find a good deal, money will follow. You don't need to have money. Money follows good deals. We're going to teach you all of that. Now, second thing we're going to talk about is basically options. Real estate gives you more options than any other form of investment. Let's talk about some of those. Residential properties. Residential properties, there's a ton of them. You probably live in one. Whether you live in a condo, or you live in a townhouse, you live in a single-family residence, or you live in a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex. Those are residential properties, right? So you can invest in any of those. Depends on what you want. Depending on what you feel comfortable with. We'll talk about flipping in America, and we'll show you all of that. Or you might decide you want to flip commercial properties. Okay, there's more money there. The bigger properties, okay, the bigger the property, maybe the bigger the money. We're going to show you all of that. Industrial properties. Okay, on commercial, let's talk about commercial properties. Strip malls. I think basically go buy something, grocery at Safeway or any of those grocery stores. That is a commercial property. You have offices. Those are commercial properties. Okay, you have retail, commercial properties. So different kinds of commercial properties. Going to show hotels are commercial properties. Industrial properties will be like factories, and they'll be like storage facilities. They'll be like what? They will be like warehouses. We'll show you how to flip warehouses, how to flip other forms of industrial properties. We'll show you how to flip, anything that you see out there. Everything is flippable. You see in San Francisco, you see all those tall buildings and stuff. You can flip those. You find a deal. If the deal makes sense, you're going to find the money. Okay, we're going to show you how to invest in REITs, right? Okay, options. These are options that you have in real estate. REITs are basically real estate investment trusts. Fractional ownership. You don't need to, it's like a strip mall. You can invest in a strip mall, but you don't need to own the entire strip mall. You don't need to have the money to own the entire strip mall. So what you're going to do is basically, you're going to own some shares. Wholesaling is another one. We talk about options in real estate. Wholesaling is whereby you don't need any of your own money. Basically, you type a property. You see that when people say, we buy properties. You see that on television. You get it on radio. You see that people have these bandit signs. They have signs on trees and electric posts and stuff like that. You see that. So we buy houses. Those people, right? The wholesale mostly. We show you different things. These are different options that you have. Okay? So that's why real estate. We'll talk about leverage. Then we'll talk about different options that you have. We'll talk about lease options. Imagine, 2008, the market was really bad, right? So you could type a property, commercial property, residential property, doesn't matter, okay? And you say you're going to buy it down the road. You give the landlord 3% of the money, and then you enact a contract that you're going to buy this property at a certain price. Okay, 3 years down the road or something. Now the market improves quite a bit, and guess what? Oh, you exercise the option to buy the property. That's another way. We're going to show you all those things, right? And development. Oh, development. What is that? See, 200 years ago, even 60 years ago, if it came to the Bay Area, you'll see orchards all over the place, right? Like what you see today, houses, development. So what is that? You don't have to be the builder. You can just find a piece of land, and guess what? And you entitle it. Hire an architect, and the architect now will find, do the design for you, go to the city and make sure that the city that is conducive for them, right? And now you have yourself a drawing of those many units, a subdivision. And guess what? That's development. You can sell that piece of land, right, with your design to a builder. We're going to show you all of that. Those are different forms of real estate investing. Rentals. How about rentals? If you want to be a landlord, you can buy properties with very little money down, or maybe 20, 25%, even 15% down, and you can have unlimited number of properties. And guess what's going to happen? The tenants are going to pay your rent. Right? This is amazing stuff. Real estate. Then we'll talk about flipping, which is basically what we're going to concentrate on this program. We're going to teach you different types of real estate investing, different options, but we're going to concentrate this time around on flipping, and we'll show you why. Okay, let's talk about this third aspect, why real estate. We'll talk about 10 reasons why real estate, right? Portfolio diversification. We say variety is a spice of life. Variety is a spice of life. Don't you agree? Right. So we think that basically real estate has a diversification. And I also already talked about that in the previous slide. So then you have different markets. You say, okay, what do you do in California? What you do in the Bay Area is different from what you do in Dallas, Texas, or what you do in Ocala, Florida, or Jacksonville, Florida. Because it's cheaper in Florida, so you hold in Florida, become a landlord in Florida, okay, become a landlord in Ohio, become a landlord in Detroit, but not so in California. In California, do what? You flip. You flip. That means you buy properties, fix them up, and sell. Because you're not going to cash flow in California because it's more expensive. You have different markets. You diversify. Different asset types. All we talked about that. We talked about residential. We talked about commercial. We talked about industrial. Yes. Different asset types. Diversification. We'll show you all of that. And the different methods. Different methods like lease options. Like land trust and all that stuff. We're going to teach you all these things. How to invest in real estate. Okay. Next one is basically passive income. Other people's time. You can invest in real estate and don't use any of your own time. You can concentrate being a doctor, dentist, an engineer. You take some of your money and put in real estate. Take some of your IRA and put in real estate. Take some of your 401k and put in real estate. Your savings, your CDs, put in real estate. And have other people manage your property, other people's time. People are always looking for work. We show all of that. That's why real estate. Say, why real estate? 10 reasons why real estate. Okay? Property management companies will take care of that. Okay? Real estate investment trusts will take care of that using other people's time. Not only other people's money, but other people's time as well. Yes? The next one is basically creating a future for others. Not only you using other people's time, you can actually creating a future. You're creating a future for other people. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, for example, in development, you're transforming dirt to houses. You find a piece of land and you hire an architect and a structural engineer. They do the design for you. And if you want to build, you build. Otherwise, you just basically sell to a builder. Like D.R. Horton, like KB Home, any of these guys. You concentrate on basically just, building a future for others, drawing it for others. You're mapping out a future for others. You can do that. That's one of the most satisfying reasons why real estate. Okay, you're creating subdivisions and towns, right? You're creating subdivisions, and those subdivisions become towns. You're creating a future for other people and cities. towns to skyscrapers. I mean, have you been to San Francisco, Chicago? Have you been to Toronto? Have you been to Atlanta, Georgia, New York City? That was dirt before, but now it's downtowns. Now it's skyscrapers. Wow, you're creating a future for others. As a real estate investor, you're creating a future for generations to come. Right? That's just exciting. If you invest in stocks or mutual funds, you're not creating a future for others. Maybe you're creating something for yourself. But you do real estate, you're creating a future, a phenomenal future for generations to come. That is more than money. You're rewarding yourself. It can be very rewarding. Apartment complexes. Right? See, those are built by real estate investors. And you transfer me if you are in Chicago, if you are in San Francisco, Oakland, LA, you are creating homes for the homeless and giving them hope from hopelessness. By so doing, you also have money in your bank. You put the money in the bank for now and for generations to come. Generations to come. That's the beauty about real estate investing. Right? Another one is tax benefits. Real estate has so many advantages. That's why people, doesn't matter what field they're in, whether they're athletes or successful athletes or musicians, entertainers, they're doctors, they're, pharmacists, whatever, politicians. Okay, what did they acquire? Gold or silver or mutual funds? No, they got to buy real estate for different reasons, like we already mentioned. But another one is tax benefits. Tax benefits, right? So basically, and what are these benefits? A mortgage interest. Let's say, like we talk about leverage, right? We talked about you buying a property without any money out of your pocket. You're buying a property with 1% out of your pocket. And you're buying a property 3.5% out of your pocket. You're buying property because it's asset based. Now, the interest that you make, or the interest that you pay on the loan is tax deductible. Then there's appreciation or depreciation, right? Another one is depreciation. That's something you can depreciate. That means basically when you buy a piece of property, it consists of land and a structure. The structure is tax deductible. For residential properties, okay, you can't, the IRS assumes that this property is going to produce income for the next 27.5 years. And for commercial properties, it's 37 years. So let's say, for the sake of math or quick, right? Let's say you bought this property, it's worth $1 million, right? The land is $200,000 and the structure is $800,000. And if it's a residential property, what you're going to do? You are going to divide $800,000 by $800,000 by what? By 27 and a half. And that is what you can deduct, right? That means basically this will now be added to your income tax. Now your tax bracket may come down quite a bit because you paid all that interest. That's why some real estate investors end up paying no taxes to Uncle Sam at all. You want not to pay any taxes to Uncle Sam? You can. You invest in real estate. So people who have W-2s and make a lot of money, and a lot of money is going to pay state as well as federal taxes, what do? They buy real estate because they may end up paying nothing to Uncle Sam. But the average person who doesn't invest in real estate, what do? They have to pay humongous sums of money. Right? Another one is basically 1031 exchange. You do the 1031 exchange. What happens with 1031 exchange is basically that, let's say you bought a property here in Newark, California, where I live, okay, in the Bay Area, in 2012, okay, when the market reached the bottom, February 2012. And let's say you bought that property, single family residence, for $352,000, and then fast forward 2022, 10 years later, that property was worth about $1.4, $1.5, even $1.6 million. Okay? That property now, it was an investment property because you took advantage of the market being really down. And now you have tenants living in that property and paying your mortgage for you. Right? Wow. 10 years later, that property is worth 3 times, 4 times, 5 times even how much you bought it for. Now you want to move on to bigger things, to a REIT, maybe to multifamily. So you're going to do a 1031 exchange. You don't have to pay taxes on the gain. You don't have to pay taxes on the gain because guess what's happening? Because money has moved up, right? Meaning basically, you are going to sell the property in Newark and you're going to buy another property, and within 100, you got to identify that new property in 45 days, and within 180 days, you're going to execute the new purchase, and you don't have to pay a penny on your gain. That's amazing. Tax benefits galore. Another one is basically, well, property taxes are tax deductible. So what are you paying every month? I mean, in California, for example, statewide it's 1.25%. Some places 1.3%. But that is also tax deductible. Can you imagine all these tax deductions? Just amazing. How about if you bought a property with just 3.5% down, you're going to have what they call MI, mortgage insurance, right? FHA loan. You're going to be paying that every month. That is also tax deductible. The mortgage insurance premiums are tax deductible. What about the cost of running your real estate business? Let's say you live in California and you go buy a property in Jacksonville, Florida, or somewhere in Texas, Houston, Texas. Now, every time you travel to any of those places where your property is, okay, the plane, your flight is tax deductible. The meals that you eat there, tax deductible. The Uber that you take over there is tax deductible. Anything that you do there, you might take a vacation, double with a vacation, but it's no longer a vacation. It's what? It's a business trip, and that's tax deductible. It's amazing, right? Okay, let's go on. Next. Okay, so let's talk about the next one here. Real estate is also the best inflation buster. Okay? Inflation, especially at the time of recording, the reason why the interest has gone up is because the government is trying to what? To bring down the inflation rate. To bring down the inflation rate, what they got to do? To increase the interest rates. But guess what? If you bought a property in 2012, let's go back to that property, 2012, and you bought it for $352,000, and 2022, 10 years later, is worth what? It is worth $1.4 million. How much have you gained? Inflation is at 8%, and everybody's crying because gas prices have gone up. They've gone up from $3 to $5, but your property's gone up quite a bit. Gas prices have only maybe doubled. They haven't even doubled. But your property has quadrupled in price, in value. So you talk about beating inflation, buy real estate. Okay? Buy real estate. All right. Next one is, like I said, it's a hedge. It's a great hedge against inflation. So you got to buy it. Now let's talk about the next one. Why real estate? We'll talk about 10 reasons why real estate before we go into flipping. So we'll talk about equity. The next one is equity. Equity is what? All right, let's say you bought that property and you put no money down. You bought it for $1 million. Oh, let's go back to that same property in Newark. You bought that property in 2012 for $352,000, single family residence. And you put no money down. When you bought it, the appraisal was done. It was worth $352,000. But fast forward, 2022, that property is worth what? A whopping $1.4 million. That is your equity in the property. The bank owns a right to your property, but they only have a legal right to the property by the fact that they have a deed of trust on your property. You got a loan from them. But guess what? Now, if your tenants are paying that mortgage for you, if the tenants are paying the rent on time, and you never defaulted, the bank has absolute right to your property. You have equitable right. Can you imagine you bought a property with zero down? What kind of other investment can you have like this? You put no money down, or you put down 1% or 3.5%, even put down 10%. Okay, who's actually gaining here? Is it the bank or you? You leverage the bank, right? You're equitable owner of the property. You own the equity. The bank doesn't share equity with you. They're risking more, right? They give you a low interest rate of 3%. Even if it's 7%, people think 7% is so high. But let's say they gave you 7% for the next 30 years, right? For the next 30 years, what's going to be the value of a property? People were buying properties in Fremont for $65,000 back in the 60s. Actually, for $35,000 back in the 60s, right? And those same properties are worth $1.5 million, $1.2 million even now. Go figure. Who gained the equity? The equitable owner, not the banks. Not the banks, right? That's the beauty about real estate. You can share, especially if you live in it. If you live in it, don't care. Just keep paying your mortgage. Or if you are an investor, a landlord, right? It does not matter. All you got to do is basically, hey, the tenants are going to pay your mortgage for you. So real estate is really the best example for leverage. It's called OPM. Now let's go to the next one. Cash out. So you can cash out. You can refinance a property, right? The same property that you bought. Let's go back. 2012. That single family residence in Newark that you bought for only $352,000 and you put no money down. The property is now worth $1.4 million. You can refinance a property up to 80% and not have to pay MI. As a matter of fact, if your credit is good enough, you can go up to 95% because you can get a second loan, a HELOC or a HE loan. And you don't have to pay anything on that. You don't have to pay taxes on that. Can you imagine that? Right? Like I said, we can get a HE loan, which is basically a standalone second. It acts like the first mortgage. Or you can get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, which is similar to a credit card, right? Let's say you get out $100,000, and as you pay it back, the money is still available to you. You can go back and get more, right? And all this money that you get out, whether you refinance, do a cash out refinance, or you do a HE loan or a HELOC, it's tax-free. That is a beauty about real estate investing compared to other forms of investments. You can build capital. And what do I mean by that? Of course, you build capital by appreciation. The property is going to appreciate, right? We already talked about HELOC and HE loan and refinance. You know, you're building capital. You can pull out money, and guess what? You can increase your portfolio. You can buy other properties in other states, other markets. Wow, that's amazing. Then you can lend money too. You don't need to just basically buy other properties. You can become a private money lender. Take the money, the equity out of your home to become a private money lender. You can partner up with other investors. That's the beauty about real estate. I'm going to teach you all of that. And then, of course, how good is real estate if you're not building a future for your children and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren and people that come after them? Real estate gives you a good foundation for that, like the Rockefeller family, right? The kids will never be poor ever because the great-great-grandparents saw the beauty of real estate and invested in it. So you're going to get appreciation. You're going to get more portfolio. You're going to get asset protection, financial freedom. You can be a rich dad and not a poor dad. We're going to teach you all these things. We're going to have a fun time talking about all these wonderful things in real estate and why you should be a part of it if you're not already part of it. Now, let's talk about why flipping. Why flipping? Okay, that's a good question. Why flipping? You see the house there at the top? That house is something that we did just a few years ago, 2019, right? So it was converted. It's actually in Oakland, small house in Oakland, just a little bit over 1,000 square feet. It was listed as a 1-bedroom, 2-bath home because it had been converted into a commercial adult living daycare. All right, so a wholesaler brought the house to us, right? And well, we hired an architect, and we wanted to transform the house into 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. We never moved any walls, exterior walls. You can see that. the same thing, right? Top house, but we're able to convert the bottom house into 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, transform it back into a residential property. The neighbors loved it. The neighbors loved it. We beautified the neighborhood. We stabilized the neighborhood, and they loved it. They start to follow what we do. So flipping is the fastest way to build capital. The fastest way to build capital. It's not for the faint-hearted, and that's why you have to take this course. That's why you have to join our program. Not taking the course, right? We're going to hold your hand. We want to take you along. You're going to be excited. You got to do this. You're going to have fun working with us. It's not as glamorous as you see it on HGTV because it doesn't tell you all the details. Of course, that's made for TV. We're going to tell all the details, the nitty-gritty. I bet it's going to be fun once it's done. And we want you to do it. We want you to build generational wealth for your family. We want you to be free financially. It can be very rewarding. So welcome. Now let's go on. We're going to talk about where to find flips. Okay. Number 1 is basically TV and radio ads. Okay. Radio ads, TV ads. You may be asking. You don't know. You're not gonna be the one putting up radio and TV ads. No. You see those guys all the time. Oh, brothers buy houses. John buys houses and stuff like that. Okay. They're going to leave their number. Let them spend the $5,000 or $10,000 a month advertising those things. You leverage them. Remember, it's other people's money, other people's time, other people's expertise, other people's aspirations. So you are going to keep John's number and other people's numbers that are advertising on the internet. They are advertising on radio because they're not going to buy every house. They're going to wholesale the houses. So let them do all the advertising. Another way to get houses is basically through Craigslist and Facebook and other places like that. We're gonna exploit those. And then bandit signs, they could be yours. You can start putting out bandit signs. Oh, you see bandit signs out there. Those people say, we buy houses any condition. Those are your people. That's one way to find properties because they let them do all the work. Remember, we're teaching other people's things, other people's skills, other people's work, other people's expertise, other people's money, other people's time. That's what it is. So let them put the ads on television. Let them put the ads on radio, and on Craigslist, right? Let them put the ads on bandit signs and stuff. You don't have to put out any bandit signs. Just call those people. How about realtors? Realtors are always looking for deals. They're always looking for investors. They're looking for they'll pay Zillow to get buyers. Guess what? If you approach them and say, listen, I'm a buyer. I work with buyers. No, I have a group of investors that work with me. So we want you to find us properties. Yeah, of course. They bring you deals. They're the number 1 source for deals. How about meetup groups, investment groups? They have a ton of them. Just go to meetup.com and in your area, find a group and you go there. You find investors, maybe wholesalers. Look for wholesalers. Look for wholesalers. They'll be the best source. But even look for flippers because you're going to learn from them. Flippers are looking for deals. So if you find a great deal, what's going to happen? You're going to give it to a flipper in your area. Or you're going to partner up with a flipper, right? Become friends with flippers. Become friends with wholesalers. Yeah. Remember again, it's other people's skills, other people's experience, other people's expertise, other people's money, other people's time. All you got to do is basically be a relationship guru, right? Become number 1 in terms of relationships, right? Yeah. We'll show you all of that. How about Fitspo's for sale by owners? Yeah. They're not very good at selling stuff, right? So guess what? Become friends. Become friends. Find out what they're looking for. And then we're going to show you how to analyze these properties, right? Okay, who are your best allies? The best allies, okay, sources already mentioned, like realtors and wholesalers and other investors and all that stuff, right? But also title companies, escrow companies as well. Contractors. Okay, you go to Home Depot, you see a lot of contractors there. They're working for somebody, okay, or they're working for themselves. You got to go there. Again, it's other people, other people's time, other people's expertise. You just going to gather all these cards, all these names and telephone numbers, and you find out, you can set up appointments with them and find out what they're looking for, right? And tell them what you're looking for. Okay, Home Depot, hey, you see, that's where people buy materials. So you have a pro card there. They have a business card, a corporate account with Home Depot, and with that, you are able to do what? You'll be able to do flips. Okay, how about American Express card? Yeah, if your credit is very, very good, guess what? You should have American Express card. Right? You can get other cards too. Right? With your good credit, and you can buy a property with only your good credit. You don't need any of your own money. Some of these credit card companies will give you an introductory deal of what? Of 0% for 18 months. 0% for 18 months. Take advantage of that. Get all the cards that you can't possibly get, right? And use that to flip. How about stages? This will be another set of people that you should be friends with. Stages, because they're gonna stage your properties, and you tell them, listen, man, I'm not gonna pay you premium dollars because I'm gonna use you all the time. So guess what? If you're gonna flip a property every 3 months, does that stager want to be your ally? Of course, the stager wants to be your ally for sure. How about photographers and videographers? You're never going to pay premium price because these people are going to, because you are with other flippers, right? So you are bringing benefit to them, steady flow. Everybody's looking for a steady flow of income. Whether they're stagers or contractors, they're looking for a steady flow of income. So you're going to make friends with contractors, right? And you tell them you're not going to pay premium prices. You're going to make friends with Home Depot. You're going to get a Home Depot card. You're going to get an American Express card. You're not going to allow the contractor to buy materials. Actually, you are going to even, there are companies out there that they would actually give you money for the materials, and you don't have to pay the materials until you sell the property. Okay, this is amazing stuff. So you pay the contractor only for their labor, and you don't pay them premium prices. They have to give you a discount. Why? Because you are going to bring more people, right? And you're gonna be a regular client. Okay, movers, same thing with movers, right? They know you're gonna make friends with movers, and so that when you're moving furniture, if you have to move furniture, anything that moving, maybe your clients are moving, right? Yeah, you go call that mover, right? Yeah, leverage. How about landscapers? Yeah, and gardeners. I mean, people are looking for work. So let them do an excellent job, and you keep them. Tell them right up front, hey man, I'm interviewing people. I'm interviewing landscapers in my area, and I want only the best. So I want speed and quality, okay? And I want great pricing. 3 things: great pricing, speed, and quality. Great pricing, speed, and quality. That's what you're gonna tell all these people. Contractors, great pricing, speed, and quality. Photographers, great pricing, speed, and quality. Right? Stages, great pricing, speed, and quality. How about realtors? You're not gonna pay them 5% when they're selling the property. How about become partners with them? Right? Realtors should pay your closing costs. They should pay your closing costs when you buy. And when you're selling, guess what? You shouldn't pay them 5%. Pay them 4%. Pay them 4%. And they can give the other person 2.5 and they keep 1.5. And if they double end the deal, don't pay them more than 3%. Yeah. Right? Because you have more deals. So they're gonna work with you, right? Know what I'm talking about? Okay. All right, let's go back here. Then how about lenders? Okay, so of course, lenders, if your credit is good, if you're a great borrower, they want to keep you. They can even give you a line of credit. They can give you a huge line of credit because they know you're flipping. They make their money when you borrow, right? Realtors make their money when you buy or sell. Lenders make their money when you borrow. That's what those funds are for. Now, we're going to also teach you how to fund your flips. If you have excellent credit, it's very easy. We talked about that with credit cards. With Amex and all the credit. We talked about that with Home Depot. You are going to, people just going to give you cards. Cards are money, right? Okay, you can have equity partners. You have private money lenders, right? That can partner with you. You have hard money lenders. You have conventional lenders. You have end buyers. So we're going to teach you all these things, right? Conventional lenders, we already talked about that. Let's say you're buying a property to flip, right? And you have a W-2 income. You don't have to buy with hard money. You just come out with 20% or even less money, right? It needs work. You can do a 2 or 3K loan, right? As a FHA loan, right? With 3.5% down, and they give you money to rehab the property. You can sell it, right? But you can use hard money, you can use private money. You don't need any money at all. You don't need any of your own money. You have equity partners, we call capital partners. You have credit cards. If you have credit cards, you can use credit cards to buy properties. Of course, you can cash those cards out. Especially, like I said, some of them give you 0% interest for 18 months. Oh, please, use them, right? Use them. I'm so excited that you listen to me right now and that you can't wait to join this program. It's going to be fun. If you think it's fun like now, listen to me. Wait until we start. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna celebrate you. We're going to celebrate your success. We're celebrate collective success. We're all going to flipping America today fat. We're going to be fat. F-A-T. We're going to be fat. Flipping America. I'm excited. Are you? Right? And then we're going to meet once a month, right? On Zoom. And if you have any questions, you can email our staff or can call, you can text, right? And once a year, we all meet together and celebrate, have fun, have a lot of fun. America's still supposed to be the land flowing with milk and honey. That's why people are coming from all over the world to come to this country. It has the highest immigration rate, right? It's still a great country. I'm going to flip it. Some places are old, like Oakland, like San Francisco. They need flippers, okay? And LA, and I'm sure other parts of the United States, And we're flipping America, not just the Bay Area. To find a property, it doesn't matter where you are. We can help you flip it. We can help you fund it. We're going to teach you how to fund it with your great credit. If your credit sucks right now, we can show you how your credit can be improved. We provide that service as well. Your credit can be improved so that you can have credit cards. You can have credit card companies coming and offering you a ton of credit, right? And you can use that to start your real estate investing. All right. So we're going to talk about mistakes to avoid. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in real estate for a long time. I made so many mistakes. We're going to talk about mistakes to avoid. No emotions. When you buy a property to flip, is a business. No emotions. Don't pity anybody. And don't go overboard. There's an equation. There's something, there's a solution. We have a deal analyzer. See, don't exceed 80 cents on the dollar minus the cost of repairs. That means if the property is worth $1 million after repairs, okay, we'll call it ARV. You don't buy it for $900,000. You're gonna lose money. Don't even buy it for $800,000. You're gonna lose money. You buy it for $800,000 minus the cost of repairs. If the cost of repairs is $100,000, therefore your offer is going to be $700,000. Don't deviate from this. No emotions. Don't care about, oh my goodness, this is so nice neighborhood. Yeah, you buy a bad property in a nice neighborhood. That's what you do, right? You're not going to fall in love with that property. Yeah, you got to do inspections on that property. You got to do thorough inspections on the property. Let nobody rush you to buy the property. Do thorough inspections on the property before you close a transaction, right? Thorough. We're going to talk about home inspection. We're going to talk about termite inspection, foundation. We're going to look at all those things. Do not close the transaction without those inspections, okay? You don't pay too much. I already talked about that, right? Wrong neighborhood. Okay, so basically, we buy in any neighborhood, but guess what? What do I mean by wrong neighborhood, right? Don't buy at 80 cents on a dollar, in a neighborhood, and then guess what? You're paying too much for it because the zip code is wrong, right? Maybe the zip code is wrong or the street is wrong. You have to do your due diligence. That's why realtors are important. But even realtors can lead you astray because they want to make a quick commission, right? You want partners that are going to stick with you forever. So you got to know that neighborhood. If you're buying a street, for example, in Oakland, you got to know, okay, values on that street might be different from the street down the road. If you're buying in Fremont, California, for example, the zip code 94539 is different from 94536, right? The schools are determined what is the price. The school district, right? Okay, so you got to know very well before you buy. You got to know very well before you buy. You got to talk to the neighbors. Schools are very important in places like Fremont, California. And I'm sure they're very important where you are too. Okay, because some people attach so much preeminence on schools. Okay, might be the same subdivision, the same district, but the schools are different, and the APRs for the schools are different. So you gotta make sure that you're buying right. Okay, on no market. So again, if you don't know market, then be super careful. I talked about the zip codes already. I talked about the school districts. How about unknown people? Don't do business with people you don't know. And cultivate relationships, right? Those mistakes I made. I'm telling you, things I made. Don't make those mistakes. Okay, get to know people, get some references. Okay, and read their reviews. Right, that's what you gotta do. All right. So some contractors are liars. You stay away from those. Some contractors are unskilled. Stay away from those, and stay away from partners. Who don't have your best interests at heart. And stay away from. I will talk about haste makes waste. I cannot overemphasize this. Haste makes waste. You do your thorough due diligence on any property you're going to buy. Whether you're buying it from a wholesaler, from a seller, from a realtor, whoever's bringing you the deal, you got to do your due diligence. Take your time. Let nobody rush you and say, you're going to close this time. Don't close until you know what you're buying, because you're going to be stuck with that problem. And they're gone. They got their little money, they got their commission, or they got their wholesale thing, and you're left with that nightmare. You don't want to do that. You got to know where the market is heading. Okay, if interest rates are going up, guess what? And you're buying at 80 cents on the dollar minus the cost of repairs. What if nobody's gonna buy? And you paying that money to the hard money person and all that kind of stuff. Or your partners, right? They want the money out. And you told them it's gonna be 6 months, nice 12 months. They want out. Okay, you gotta know where the market's heading. Avoid those mistakes. Now, let's talk about me, okay? Paul Joy. I've been doing this since 2005. I'm doing real estate since 2005. But let me talk about a little bit about me, okay? I was born in Africa, Cameroon, a little village, Mwambong. Sometimes I go on Google Earth and I see that. Oh my goodness. It gets dark there. It's a village in rainforest over there in Africa, right? But I left that village a long, long time ago, and I went to school in a bigger city, and then of course I always had a curious mind. I listened to Voice of America, VOA, shortwave radio, and then of course I studied very hard, and the government of Cameroon sent me to England to study radio, film, and television production. And to go back to Cameroon, I had a job. They treated me very well. I had a job, to do television production, TV produce, film, and all that stuff. But I got derailed a little bit while I was studying, doing my master's degree in international relations, because I wanted to be a director of news. So let me do a master's degree in international relations so that I can know more about the world. And that's when I came across the four dragons of East Asia: Taiwan, Singapore, South Korea, and Hong Kong. And I ended up going to Taiwan, right? And my 1 year in Taiwan became 7 years. And so I was so much in love with computers, and so that explains why I am in Silicon Valley. Because at that time, in the 90s, 72% of our computers were made in Taiwan. 72% of our computers were made in Taiwan. So guess what? I basically I love computers, I love technology, and I just totally forgot about television production. And then after 7 years, I wanted to leave Taiwan, even though things were doing very well for me there. So I ended up in Silicon Valley. They transferred me over here to the Bay Area, and I've been here ever since. So 1 year after I moved to the Bay Area, I bought my first property in Manteca. And I'll spare the details. You'll learn about this during the course. Okay, you know more about me, and while I bought a property in Manteca, I listened to Carlton Sheets, and I bought a set of CDs, and every day I was driving to the Bay Area, I was just listening to Carlton Sheets profusely, and that's how my real estate knowledge increased quite a bit. It was like a university on wheels. Okay, so 2005 I got my real estate license, and that was in April, and honestly, my phone started ringing off the hook, and so I quit my full-time job and I went into real estate. I got a broker's license in 2007, and in 2008 the market crashed on me. I was thinking go back to Asia or whatever, But that's when I became a top area broker for City Mortgage, right? I was a top broker for the entire Northern California for them. So I sold a lot of bank-owned properties in 2009. I will show you that during the course or during our program, a time together. And then, so later on, I created what I call Tri-City Investors. 2009, 2010, we started investing in properties. And then 2011, I created Community First USA, and started buying properties from Wells Fargo and Chase and revitalizing neighborhoods. And in 2012, I wrote a book, It's Impossible to Poor America. Oh, I don't know. It's poor. People are poor in America, but I wrote the book. We're going to talk about that during our time together. And then 2017, I founded the Money Market Inc., which is our mortgage division, and that's why when I talk about these things, I have to fund the deals. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this thing for a long time. Okay? So, and I will show you during our time together the number of flips that I've done with myself and my top agents, and the best flips, the average flips, the worst flips. We're going to talk about all those things. You'll learn from my mistakes, and my successes and stuff like that. Okay, so these are my 10 considerations. Okay, funding and budgeting. Okay, the local market, the best deal. Okay, avoid unique properties. Okay. Decide acquisition to disposition timeline, then determine which repairs to make and which to skip. Put together a repair checklist and estimate. Contribute sweat equity where and when possible. Pool permits when necessary. All these things we're going to learn while we are together. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's got to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. Are you not? Yeah. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. So you've been mentored by myself, okay? Monthly Zoom calls. We're going to have Zoom calls together. You're going to join me on Zoom, and it is inexpensive. You're going to pay $99 for 99 minutes of my time. So we're going to spend time together learning. I'll show you some of these things that I talked about. Then also, we're going to do deals, live deals. We're going to show how to find properties so that next time when we meet, guess what? You're going to bring a deal. It's practical. There's no book to read, nothing. There's absolutely no book to read. It's just videos, this Zoom calls. That's how you're going to learn. It's going to be practical. You're going to be online. It's going to be practical. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay? No fluff, nothing. If you are a time waster, we don't want to see you there. If you're not serious about your future, if you're not serious about, we believe that real estate is a great way to create financial freedom. It's a great way to create generational wealth. And we'll teach you these things. Everything I know, I am going to teach you. I'm going to share with you. Right? I'm obsessed about your success. My name is Paulie Joy. I want to bring joy to you. I love to bring joy to you, and I hope that you would appreciate that will bring joy to you. Right? So if you watch this, and you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much for doing that. You're going to be able to flip at least one property a year, right? So you sign up today and start making money flipping properties. All right. So we're gonna have a sign up page at the end of this, so you can sign up. And it's really inexpensive. Some people charge coaching programs. They charge $13,000. You know, they charge $29,000. I've seen people charging a whole bunch of money. But no, you know, this is it. You are going to be with me, right? Once a month, right? Once a month with me, and you're going to learn. And you are going to be able to flip. I'm going to show you how to source properties, where to get properties, who are your best partners, right? Your best allies, how to fund those deals, how to rehab those deals, how to make money. The formula, the deal analyzer. You're going to have all of that stuff for $99. That's the cost of a meal. Okay? It's very expensive out there today, but you're going to have a lot of fun. For me, it's not just, oh, wow, let's just come to class and learn. No, we're going to have these videos. You can watch those videos on demand, but you're going to come to our trainings, life trainings, right? One-on-one trainings. I'm talking about group trainings, okay, on Zoom. And if you have a question that you want to talk to somebody, you can email me or my staff, and we'll be able to guide you, right? This is going to be a lot of fun, and then we're going to meet. Key things that I don't just believe in making money for the sake of making money. How about we have an ecosystem where people will bring you joy. How about we explore what is that? What really that drives you? What is the thing that drives you? Why do you want to make money? Why do you want to join this program? Why do you want to be part of this thing, Flipping America? Why do you want to be part of that? Why? Then find what is the reason you're living? What's the purpose of your life? Because you need to have a purpose. It's not about money. Money is just a vehicle to get you where you want to be. A vehicle is a channel. What would you do if I had more money? I know what I would do if I had more money. I know what I would do if I didn't have a mortgage. I know what I would do if I had $1 billion. You know what? I'll do something. I'll change the world. I'll have more time to talk to people like you. I have time to celebrate, right? I have time to celebrate life. I have time to travel the world and educate other people, you know, about this thing. Flip in America. You can flip Australia. You can flip England. You can flip Japan. I don't care where you are. You can flip. Just find opportunities. It's not just about flipping. Flipping is just a tool, right? It's about changing lives for generations to come. We talked about that. How you can build a future for other people, right? You can convert dirt into houses, to subdivisions, to downtowns, to skyscrapers for generations to come. Imagine if past generations didn't build the roads, didn't build these houses and downtowns, but they build stuff for us. They pass on the baton to us. Now it's time for you to do the same, right? But it starts with you. It starts with you and I. We've got to build that future for ourselves. We've got to be really financially free first, and then we can free up other people. We can help ourselves first, then we can help other people. So thank you so much for following along here. And for those of you who really want to sign, and if you're listening all the way to the end here, that means you're serious. I congratulate you. So go sign up, and you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed at all, because I am Paul Joy, and my role in this world is to bring joy to people. I have found my place. I want you to find your place too, and I want you to join me. Thank you again, and go sign up right now, and I'll see you on the other side.